Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler V series V's I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there to try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks. Hey, look, it's a backroom review. Hooray! That means that I had to cook something, usually. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing so, as I mentioned, I am in the back room today, which means I got a Peer Can Thunderbolt poster behind me. I got a mask over there. Random stuff over there, just in general. It's a pretty good backdrop. I think, not the best. It's all right. And aside from that, folks, what else am I doing? Well, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight super cool shirt. So what super cool shirt am I wearing today? Well, folks, pretty obvious, I think. Boom! It's my Sega Dreamcast shirt. I love this shirt. It's super cool. If you are somehow unfamiliar with the glory that was the Sega Dreamcast, Sega Dreamcast was the last video game home console that came out from the company Sega. As a kid growing up in, sort of the 90s and everything, it dropped on $9.99. It was a huge fucking deal at the time. Sadly, it was kind of the swan song for the Dreamcast. It was a great system. It just didn't have enough momentum, and it just didn't have enough oomph to go over there and save the company from basically all the bad decisions that it had made up to that point. Sometimes people fault the Dreamcast for basically sinking Sega, and that's not the case. Sega was sunk. The Dreamcast was their last chance. And it actually did well initially until the PS2 came out, and then that kind of killed everything. But I love the Sega Dreamcast. It's one of my favorite systems. I love this shirt. It's just super cool. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Like I said, I am in the back room. Typically, when I'm in the back room, that's because I'm reviewing something where I had to go over there and actually do a little bit of cooking, and so I couldn't really do it out in the car. That's definitely the case today. So, folks, what am I reviewing for you? Well, we getting fancy up in this bitch because we're doing boom! It is Wellington Bites, endorsed by none other than himself, the master of British insults, Chef Ramsay. Sure, man. I found these at Walmart and was like, yeah, that looks like a thing I should review. Tender beef and mushroom duck salad wrapped in a flaky golden pastry by Chef Ramsay. Of course, Chef Ramsay is famous for the Wellington. That's like his signature go-to thing. Yeah, and so, just preheated the oven to 450, put some parchment paper down, or whatever the fuck I had. I don't even think it was actually parchment paper. Pop it in for 25 minutes. Bob's your uncle. So, what do they look like? Well, folks, after me doing what I did, so there you go, they look like boom! They're tiny little mini Wellingtons. Can I get a thing for the thing? Maybe. Maybe. Get a thing for the thing. Oh, God. There's no good way to make this happen, is there? Maybe. Ha 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 ha! Yeah! Sure. So, yes, and I should mention it comes with 5. I went over there. I had to test one because I didn't know if it was cooked through properly, so I opened it up, and it seemed like it would be okay. So let's try out a tiny little beef Wellington. Let's find out if Chef Ramsay put his name on a bad product. Let's give it a go. It, smells really buttery and, So you can see on the inside, yeah, it's, I guess, beef and mushroom duck salad put together. Obviously it's not going to be, done up like a proper Wellington. You're not going to get fucking filet mignon in these things. But, okay. The outside, I will say this, the outside pastry is really nice. It's nice and very buttery. It holds its shape, but as you go over there and bite into it, it's very flaky. It's, easy to give. the beef for what it is, I mean, yeah, it's not fucking flaming young, but it's not terrible by any means. It's probably something like a ground beef, basically. But, well, I don't know. Some of the chunks are making me think, huh, does it say? Yeah. Oh, artificial butter flavor. That's good. I'm sure Chef Ramsay would approve of that. I mean, he did. He put his fucking name on it. Yeah, it just says beef, mushrooms, onions. So yeah, I mean, it's basically just kind of a mixed up slurry. I mean, I don't hate it at all. I mean, they're honestly fine. Like, probably my biggest point of contention, I was expecting more from, like, the mushroom duxelle. I was expecting more mushroom flavor. But I think it's just so blended in there with everything else. Like, I'm not really, wouldn't say I'm getting a mushroomy kind of flavor. You know, maybe a little bit of sort of an earthiness, that umami to, again, kind of work off some Chef Ramsay style vernacular. The thing I'm most impressed with is the pastry. I think I wasn't expecting it to be as buttery and flaky as it is. Even if it is artificial butter flavor, whatever. Like, it's pretty nice. There is, I will say, there's something of an underlying taste. And I don't know if that's just like the mash inside, the slurry or whatever you want to call it. It's not exactly an aftertaste, because like I said, it's kind of throughout the entire thing. But it's, I don't know. I'm going to give it sort of like a earthy kind of quality to it. I think that's more just kind of the duxelle. They're fine. I mean, look. Are these Gordon Ramsay quality Wellingtons? No. Did Gordon Ramsay go over there and shamelessly put his name on a, not that impressive product? Yes. Yes, he did. But, I mean, they're not terrible. They could have been a lot worse for what they were. I will say, I think I forget exactly how much I paid for these. I wish he at least got 6. 5 feels like a little bit too little. But they are actually pretty filling, to be fair. Like, even 1 will go over there and give you a decent amount of stuff. So, maybe. But I think 6 would have been nice, I'm just saying. Consumer product-wise. They're not bad. They're not spectacular. I mean, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get them again? Would I recommend them? No. Sort of ish. For me, I mean, the added effort of, putting down the parchment paper and then, you gotta wait 25 minutes for them to finish. I'll be honest with you, I could just pop in a fucking pizza for 12 minutes and be just as happy, if not happier. These are fine. Like, there's nothing terrible about them or anything. But there's also nothing spectacular beyond the fact that, you have, Chef Ramsay's beautiful British face over there like, donkey this and what have you. I mean, it's a branding thing. That's ultimately what it comes down to. If they didn't have Chef Ramsay on there, nobody would care about them. They would just be any other item, in the frozen food section. Are they better than certain frozen food options? Yes, to be fair. But are they as tasty as certain other ones? No. Honestly, they're a little bit middle of the road. Maybe a little bit better, like a solid C+. Again, I think the pastry is really the best aspect. The beef and the mushroom, it's fine. It's not a standout, but If I'm recommending them to other people, again, it's kind of ish, you know, like they're not bad, but like I do feel like if you're already sort of going in this general direction of, you know, sort of like frozen food snacks and stuff, I feel like there's better options, you know, that's the thing, like that are probably cheaper because you're not paying for the branding. Now, it does say that you can do it in an air fryer. I don't have an air fryer. Maybe they're better in an air fryer. I don't know. But, and hey, if you know, let me know. Yeah, man, they're better than just being completely mid, but at the same time, they're just not that special, you know? And it's like, again, you're just paying for the branding. So, 5 things before I get out of here, folks. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly donkey-tastic day. Well, again, what with that's like one of his catchphrases. And I do that too, like I have no idea who he is, or I only like, it's like, no, dude, I used to watch Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen's Nightmares, like I've been down with the Gordon Ramsay. By the way, Kitchen Nightmares, way better, the British version than the American version. I hate to be one of those people, but it's just, we up the drama factor so much in the American version, and it just, when I finally saw the British ones, I was like, yeah, these just feel more genuine. But anyway, final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you do, folks. Try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating, and you know, sometimes you have the imposing glare of Chef Ramsay staring at you disapprovingly because you went over there and you fucked up a risotto. I don't know. I'm not going to go over there and try to make a risotto. That would go terribly for me. But even when we're being yelled at by Chef Ramsay, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you too, like me, have enjoyed some Chef Ramsay content over the years. You know, some people don't like his stuff because they feel it's too over the top. Again, I think it depends on the context. But, hey, if you do, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. You know, what was your favorite show? Do you have any favorite episodes? Something like that. Or do you just hate his stuff? That's entirely possible, too. Funny thing is, I'll go with him, but then, like, Simon Cowell, no interest in that guy. He just, I think in the instance there is that, like, Chef Ramsay, yeah, he can be a bit of an ass, but it seems like for the most part, on some level, he cares on a human level, whereas Simon Cowell is clearly just a dickbag, just, like, all the time. Like, I could totally see that guy just kicking a puppy while walking down the road. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's a super nice guy. He doesn't give off that impression. Anyway, bye!